Hey there everyone, Crazy here. Today we have another Dead by Daylight news video. First things first, you can redeem code TRAPPER7 in-game for this new 8-bit Trapper charm, as well as DBD7 for 400,000 blood points. Anyway, so today the 7-year anniversary stream took place, and it confirmed that all of the leaks covered in my last video were in fact true. If you aren't aware of what those things are, I'd recommend checking out my last video, which you can find in the top right corner right now, or in the description of the video. And not only were these leaks confirmed, but it also gave us some brand new details on them to cover. First things first, the PTB for the End Transmission chapter will be taking place on May 23rd. The map coming along with this chapter will be called Tobo Landing. And the Singularity, the killer for this new chapter, their power will be the infested sacks that we saw them throw in the trailer. And these are actually going to be called biopods. And they will be placed by the killer around the map in order to spy on survivors. And they can even throw projectiles from that actual biopod. Once they throw a projectile from the biopod, the survivor will get the effect Slipstream, which will allow the killer to teleport to them at will. The only way for the survivor to counter this will be through an item called EMP, which survivors will be able to find in the map if they are in a match with the Singularity. I think it's pretty interesting they're actually adding killer-specific items in maps, and I think it's actually a pretty cool thing for them to add. It adds like a whole new layer of gameplay to some of these, killers and stuff. Also, the anniversary event will be taking place on June 13th, and rather than being rewarded mass based on if you escape as the survivor or complete a match as the killer, mass will instead be rewarded if you collect an invitation and not use its charge. However, if you do choose to use this charge, as survivor, you'll be able to block vaults and spawn pallets, and as killer, you'll be able to remotely break pallets, reduce stuns, or inflict the exposed status. This does sound a little OP, but don't worry, it will only be available during the duration of this event, so it won't be happening for too long if it is a little overpowered. Also, it is worth mentioning that both sides will be pretty balanced because those are both very strong abilities for both sides there. With this year's new anniversary event, we are also getting brand new masks, and you can see them right here. I do gotta say, I'm actually a pretty big fan of some of these, especially the Oni mask I think looks really cool. We do also know what the event challenge skins are going to look like. It is going to be for Hillbilly and Nia, which you can see here. And also, we're getting kind of a newer thing. We're getting Fung Min and Ghostface skins for the anniversary. And you know me, I gotta love my Ghostface skin, so it's great to see that. Sadly, we don't have a very good look of what it looks like, but luckily we'll be able to see it pretty soon here. And since we do have this Ghostface skin for the anniversary event, that does mean that I did in fact read the leaks for the Slipknot skins wrong. We are not getting a double licensing deal skin for the bands with Ghostface, but we are rather getting a anniversary Ghostface skin. Sorry about that mistake there. And anyway, speaking of those band skins, we have some more news on them. So the Slipknot skins will actually be a combination of 9 different masks for killers. Because it's 9 different masks, it should cover the majority of the main band members of Slipknot. So that's good to know. Also, the Iron Maiden skins will in fact be centered around Eddie, as I theorized in the last video. We also as well got a better look at the Akumi Nakamura skins, which you can see here. This is the actual in-game models. They look a little different, but still very cool. Another thing I did think that was worth mentioning is that the Naughty Bear Trapper skin will actually be having a unique Mori with it. I believe this is the first time we've seen something like this, so I'm very excited. It is worth mentioning Twitter user at MOGMI316 pointed out that in the game, whenever they kill one of the other bears, they'll kind of like try to spook them and then kill them. And they're just saying that they think that could be the Mori for this, and I think that'd be a really good idea. It adds some humor to the game, and especially walking around as a giant stuffed animal bear, I think it's okay to, maybe make it a little more comedic. And we do also have some smaller details for some of the gameplay changes coming. The player cards will be coming in fall, and it will include unlockable banners and icons, and we'll be able to start unlocking those with the October Rift, so that's good to know. Survivor bots will also give an audible and visual indicator when activated, and we actually see what that will look like. We also got a quick look at the new search bar. It will be on all platforms, which is good to hear. I was a little worried it wouldn't be on consoles, but it will be. And it can actually be used not only for perks, but outfits and charms as well. We also will be getting brand new map balances for Cowshed and Rancid Abattoir. And we also got some new details on the anti-camp mechanic. So basically, a meter will fill if the killer is in a certain radius of the hook. And if the meter gets all the way filled up, the survivor will get a free unhook with protection. It is also worth mentioning the meter grows slower if other survivors are present in the radius, which will still allow the killer to apply pressure if survivors are like hiding near the hook. And yeah, I think it'd be a very good feature. I think, honestly, of course, we'll see when we get the actual PTB for this, but I personally think this is going to work out pretty well. I don't really see any downside to this personally. And yeah, anyways, that's all for the 7-year anniversary actual news we got. But there is some other little news tidbits here. So basically, yesterday there was a patch that just added some new charms and stuff in the files to get ready for later events. And although these charms are not quite available yet, thanks to data miners, we do actually get a little sneak peek of what they will look like. So yeah, as you can see, there's a new swap machine charm. This will seemingly be a reference to Ace and somehow connected to him, as well as some cool new Pride celebration charms. Many did point out that some flags were still missing, but we do have confirmation from behavior. We will be getting at least some, or hopefully all of those, so that's good to hear. And yeah, that's basically everything. Just wanted to cover all this new news for everybody here to keep you all updated. There will be another video I'll be making pretty soon here about some other stuff they were talking about in the stream regarding brand new chapters and them being licensed, so stay tuned for that. And if you did like the content, feel free to like the video. Subscribe would be really helpful right now as well. And yep, that's basically everything. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe in the fog.